Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Katie.
And we're
Livin' Lovin' Disney.
Come join us on our podcast where we talk about all things Disney.
Like our trips and cruises, our DVC resorts, tours of the park, after-hour parties, and our family's crazy Disney life.
We've got some older episodes for you to listen to and get to know us a little bit.
Keep on dreaming.
Hi, this is Rob. Welcome into Livin' Lemon Disney. This episode, we talked to Roger and his experience with Run Disney. Hope you enjoy. So yeah, that car rental thing, I think Jacob did that.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of Airbnb kind of thing with a car. So that worked out pretty good though, overall.
Yeah, overall, it's always been good for us. We get some nice cars. And one time we got a Mercedes.
Really?
Holy Hannah.
Yeah.
It was cheaper than a rental?
Nice. Yeah, it was way cheaper than the rental.
Huh.
So,
Is that a certain site you go into?
Yeah, what's that called again?
Turo, Turo.com.
Turo.com. Okay.
This episode sponsored by Turo.
You're funny. Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was a very good trip. Just a lot of fun, a lot of relaxing. We enjoyed Florida and just everything about it. So it was a great trip.
Good.
That's awesome.
Good deal. So then,
And then
time goes on, and you tell me that Teresa's going to do the Run Disney.
Yes.
Because they brought that back now. So this was her first time doing that.
Yeah, this is in our whole family, our first time doing it. In fact, it was one of our kids who had the idea. One of our kids sent out a text message to the family and said, "Hey, check this out. There's this Run Disney event next January. Let's all do it together." And so I was like, yeah. And of course, I'm like, yeah, I'm all in. I've got an annual pass and DVC.
Right.
This is going to be the best.
I want to do that.
So yeah, we all do it. We all try to sign up for it. And I knew, and I had just had knee replacement surgery back in February. And I don't know if this is March or February or whatever. But so I knew I wasn't going to be able to run a marathon or a half marathon, but I figured I could sign up for the 5K and do that. But, we got in, tried to log in and buy the tickets. The 5K was sold out. The 10K was sold out. By the time we got through the queue, the half and the full marathon were open. And the most anybody was going to do in our family was the half marathon. So a bunch of people signed up for the half marathon. I was just going to go, to support since I couldn't do the 5K, and the other people were going to come to support. And then slowly throughout the rest of the year, one of my kids says, yeah, we're not going to come. And then another one of we have 3 sons. Another one of the sons says, yeah, we're not going to be able to do it. And so it's just going to be Teresa and our son Tyler and his wife. And then his wife bails out. So now it's just me, Teresa, and Tyler. And those are the 3 that finally were the only ones that made it there. So we got there and we stayed at Saratoga Springs. It was, by the time we made our reservations, we kind of waited too long. I should have made the reservations early on. Yeah. So the only thing that was open was Saratoga Springs and I think Old Key West. But to get the amount of days that we wanted to, we ended up going to Saratoga Springs, and I was on wait lists, and the wait list would come through. And so it was a lot of juggling. And then one time I booked a Saratoga Springs normal view and a Saratoga Springs premier view. And I didn't realize that they were different categories. And so then I called them like, hey, I need to merge these. Can you merge these? Like, well, there's no availability. And anyway, long story short, we were able to get all in one standard view room, 1 bedroom at Saratoga Springs, which is really nice. I really liked that resort.
Yeah, we kind of like it. It's a nice location.
It's big, but
it's easy to get to Disney Springs.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, so we got there. I think Thursday. Their race was on Saturday. We got there Thursday. Friday, we decided to go to the parks because we wanted to show our son Tyler. We wanted to show him Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, because we loved it so much.
Right.
So we went to Epcot that day. That afternoon, we went and got registered for the event that afternoon, evening. And then, so the registration is over at the Wide World of Sports Complex. That was my first time that I had been over
I've never been there.
that area.
Okay.
And it was kind of strange because they had one big gymnasium area that was where they sold all the gear, all the swag, all the Run
Everything,
Disney apparel and trinkets and all that stuff. So we went in there, got some stuff. Then we went over to another big gymnasium where you picked up your like runner's tag, and no, that was where you registered and you got something, and then you had to go to another gymnasium to pick up your little bib for the runners. So it was like sending you all over. Had a lot of vendors selling their running supplies and shoes and gadgets and all the stuff that runners need. I'm not really that much of a runner, so I don't really know what they sold.
Right.
Yeah.
They sold it.
Everything you
so that was pretty easy. I heard that the people that went and registered like on Wednesday and Thursday, the first had to get into a virtual queue, and that was kind of a mess for some of those people just because there were so many people and timing wasn't quite right. So if your queue said show up at 2:00, you show up at 2:00 and you're still waiting a long time for your group to get called in.
So it's like going to the doctor's office.
When we
you make
went,
the appointment, but then you sit in the waiting room for another hour. I thought I made an appointment at 3 and I ended up going in there at 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
But by the time we went Friday afternoon, a lot of the gear and the stuff they had for sale had been picked over, and so they were out of a lot of sizes that, like Teresa was looking for stuff her size, Tyler was looking for stuff his size, and they found some, but like they were out of a lot of stuff also. But the lines were super short, so I guess that was the benefit of going on Friday afternoon.
Right. There you go.
Super short lines, no product.
Yeah. But the race, I'll tell you about the race. I was just so jealous of not being able to participate in the race.
Really?
The 5K, they do the 5K on Thursday, 10K Friday, half marathon Saturday, and the full marathon on Sunday. And the 5K, I guess it just goes around Epcot, and the 10K also goes around Epcot and maybe over into Boardwalk and the Beach Club, that area. The half marathon, which Tyler and Teresa ran, and you've got to get up really early. They got up at 3 a.m.
Holy Hannah.
to prepare because they had to catch a bus from Saratoga Springs over to the Epcot parking lot where they dropped them off. There were a bunch of road closures. I was going to drive them over, but they said it was a good thing I didn't drive them over in the morning because there was so much traffic of people trying to get in and so many roads closed that it was just a real headache. They were on the bus for a long time just trying to get in. So they suggest everyone takes the bus transportation from your resort. So they did that. They got on the bus like at 3:30 a.m. The race time start was 5 a.m. But they had to go and get.
That's a long day then.
Oh, man.
Really long day. I wanted to get pictures of them, so I went over it like the last bus left Saratoga Springs at 4:30. So I jumped on that bus and went over because I was going to take pictures of them, right?
Yeah.
By the time I had got there, they had already gone out onto the road outside of Epcot, the main road that kind of circles around Epcot. That's where the starting line was. So they were out there already. So I didn't get to see them at the starting line. And they aren't, they're good runners, but they're not like these professional runners. So they were in like the 5th group back.
Okay.
And each group, there's like, they call them corrals. Corral A, there was like 5 waves of those people, and they'd send them out every 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
And so like 1,000 people would go and then wait 3 minutes and another 1,000. There's so many people out there running.
Wow.
And so by the time they started, there was a guy, the very first flight that goes out are these people in wheelchairs. And not like, these are like sporty wheelchairs where they can go really fast. Right?
Yeah.
And anyway, so they have that group goes goes first. By the time Teresa and Tyler were leaving, the first wheelchair racer was crossing the finish line. So
Are you kidding me?
it was crazy.
Wow.
And then shortly after they left, because they didn't go out until like 6 a.m. They were waiting, that long just to start. And
Wow.
so they were going, and about the time they were leaving, I walked over and I was getting on the monorail to go over to Magic Kingdom, because that's the first place I could take pictures of them. And when I got on the monorail, I saw some runners coming in also. It was crazy how fast some of those fastest runners are.
Wow. Yeah, we've done a couple of 5Ks, but it was more of a run walk.
Yeah, well, I think you could do that there
Yeah,
too.
we run a bit,
I'm
we
sure
walk a
there's
bit, we run a bit.
I'm
we
sure
walk
there's
a bit.
some run walkers at the Disney marathon.
Yeah, there was a lot of run walkers, and there's a lot of areas like around the TTC. That was the first place where I could have seen them. Where it necks down the jogging path, it necks down pretty narrow, and there's so many people in this race that you almost have to walk in some areas. Otherwise, you're going to be tripping over people's feet and that sort of thing.
Right.
Wow.
So when they were doing the race, did they have like places they could stop? And 'cause I've thought that they could stop like within the race for like a picture with a character or something like that.
Yeah. So when I was on the monorail going over to Magic Kingdom, I looked down and I could see all the race participants running along the highway there.
Okay.
And then I see this big long line of people that are stopped, and I think, is that a bathroom? What is that? And they've got, it's still dark, and they've got all these lights, with generators on this area, and this big long line of maybe 50 people, 50 runners. And it's not for a bathroom, it's not for water bottles, but it's for pictures with Lumiere.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah, you're right. They did have characters at different places, and you could stop and get in line and take that picture.
Did Teresa and your son do that at all?
They did not do any pictures.
They were focused.
They were
going for time.
They were in the zone.
Yeah. That's funny.
But
that's interesting. So
I got over. So I thought about taking pictures at the TTC, but then I thought, well, what if I miss a monorail getting over to Magic Kingdom? I don't want to risk it. So I went over to Magic Kingdom, and that's where I sent you that video, because you could get into the Magic Kingdom as a spectator and not have to pay.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that a thing, or was that something that you just figured out, or was that a thing?
No, it's a thing, and
Okay.
someone told me about it, because I was asking people that have been there before, where are the best places to take pictures, and they only let you into Main Street. They kind of have a rope down the middle of Main Street, and you have to stay on the Emporium side and
Gotcha.
the Casey's burger and hot dog place. You got to
Okay.
stay on that side. The runners were on the other side, and you could go up to kind of where the hub is.
Okay.
They just had you roped off there. The runners ran through Tomorrowland, back through the backside, through the castle, and then out through like Frontierland, and they went backstage.
So what time was this? What time was it when you were at Magic Kingdom? Because it was dark in the picture.
Yeah, so I got there about 5:30. By the time they got there, it was no, it must have been 6:30, 6:45. So the sun was just coming up when I got in there.
Okay.
It was interesting because they had a lot of the vehicles that go up and down Main Street. They had them parked in certain ways to kind of block traffic. And so I knew I had like 15 minutes before they arrived. So I went over to the double-decker bus, and I was kind of looking in it, and the lady was honking the horn, because everyone's cheering and just excited about it. So I went and asked her something stupid like, "Hey, so you're getting paid to honk this horn?" And she said, "Yeah, you ought to try it." So she let me honk the horn on the bus. That was pretty exciting.
Whoopee!
Oh gosh.
Okay, so
Anyway, then they came
Wow.
running through. I took pictures and video, and it was really fun cheering people on.
We thought you were pulling a rebel without a cause.
yeah,
moment
we all
there.
Roger sneaking into the park.
Sneaking into the park. If he gets busted, he's got his annual pass. Oops, got in the wrong entrance. But let's see how far I can get.
But it was before the park actually opened.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Yeah, so the park, they have these people that like run at a certain pace, I think 16-minute miles, and they're the last people. And if you get too tired or you're too slow and you get behind these people, they sweep you off the course and you can't finish. So that was Teresa and Tyler's goal, was to not get swept off the course by these balloon ladies.
here, grab these balloons, you float off.
They're throwing tacks and marbles at the balloon ladies. Make them fall. Make them fall. We got to keep going.
Yeah, I had heard that if you're too slow, they just pick you up or whatever. But well, that's good. So they had a good time.
Yeah,
Kind of
they really liked it. It was not a race that you go to try to get your best time, because there are so
you get a
many people and it
participation
gets
medal.
That sounds
get
like
so
it.
congested at times. But I honestly, I was just so jealous the whole time. I wanted to be participating in it, and I was just a spectator, a lowly spectator.
Well,
Lowly.
maybe in the future, Roger.
Lowly. Next time you'll wear a costume, right?
Yes, I'm going to dress up as Woody.
Woody. Ooh, that's a good one.
He seems to run well, right?
Yeah, why not?
Kind of like a rag doll. Kind of.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
look
about
at
what I
But
run like.
But that's all right. I hate running too. I always hated going to school on Friday, junior high school, and we always had to run the mile over there at Sandburg Junior High School.
Yeah.
I hated that day. I just don't like running, man. Unless I'm playing some kind of sport, forget it. I try, but I don't know. Maybe one day I'll try this thing. I don't know. It might be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to try to get in on the 5K. We found out a secret on like how you can get almost guaranteed to get in, and that's choose one of their charities and go out and raise money for one of their charities, and that sort of gets you into the race.
Into the
So-
5K.
Well, why not? I mean, you're going to do it anyway. You might as well do it for a charity.
So, so what did they get? Some kind of a medal? Did they get a dopey medal or a? any kind of
Okay,
medal
so
on it?
when they got done, when Teresa and Tyler got done, they said, "That was great. I'm glad we did it. I don't ever need to do this again." But then Teresa was seeing these people that did the dopey challenge. The dopey challenge is you do all 4 races,
oh, man.
Okay, that's a.
and then you get the dopey medal.
Okay.
And if you do just the Saturday, Sunday, half marathon and full marathon, that's the goofy challenge, and you get a goofy marathon. So if you do all 4 races, you end up with 6 medals. And afterwards, Teresa's like, maybe I need to do that just so I can get all 6 of those medals. She was pretty excited. They're cool. They're big, heavy
They're
medal.
big medals.
Our hers has Donald and Daisy on it. Donald and Daisy were the representatives for the half marathon,
Okay.
and they kind of slide across the medal like they're running. So it's kind of
That's
fun.
cute.
Cool.
That's cute. You know they have virtual ones, right? Online.
Well, do they do
Yes,
that?
I've heard about that.
You can do virtual ones, and they'll send you the participation,
I know, but
the medals and the whole 9 yards.
What do you run? You run in your own town?
You're clocking. Everyone's got a way to track their footage, with their
Right.
phones and their watches and whatnot. And you'll start at a certain spot. You log in and you do your little thing, and you register your time, and so you run with everybody who's doing it at the same time. So you're just virtually running the race. But you can do it on your own track or your own town, and
Well,
For
they
those who
came
can't
up with
travel.
that because of COVID.
probably.
Okay.
But it was, the reason I was jealous is because it seemed like it was just a race where you were also being entertained the whole time. Like they had bands on the side of the road playing
Oh.
90s music, because
Oh,
this,
really?
was, this was, I guess, the 30th anniversary of the beginning of
Disney.
Run Disney. And so they were playing all the 90s music. It was this 90s theme. That's probably why they were doing that cassette tape
Yeah,
costume.
probably.
We're talking about.
Yeah.
anyways, it just looked like it was so fun and so entertaining. And the thought of running through the parks when it's closed, that's kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, I used to listen to a podcast called Run Disney. Those Run Disney podcasts, and they, I think they stopped doing it. Well, obviously when they stopped doing Run Disney for a while, but they seem to always say how fun it was, And I noticed some guy I don't remember his name, but one of the runners passed away recently. That would do it all the time too. But yeah, there's quite the crowd that gets into that.
Yeah, so it was fun. I highly recommend it, and I want to do it sometime. I heard from some people that the 10K is the most fun, and so
Really?
I think I'll try to do it. I'll try to do a 10K here in a couple years, and
better start running, Roger.
Start running, man.
I'm just going to do a fast walk.
Yeah.
You can still beat the balloons on a fast walk, right? The balloon ladies.
Yeah, I've got long legs. That's my only advantage.
I can walk fast. I can walk faster than this boy.
She's like, how is it possible that I walk faster than you? You got long legs because
He's 6 foot and I'm 5'3", and I can outwalk him.
I just want to enjoy myself. I don't care.
I about have to.
Unless I have to walk fast,
No,
I'll pick it up. But
I about have to do heel toe to walk as slow as him.
I don't get it because I feel like I'm just walking normal.
No.
And they're like, God, you're slow motion. I'm like, I'm just walking normal.
No,
you guys are the ones that
no.
are walking fast.
He's like
With your little legs.
sauntering. I mean, really slow. And then we'll be like, "Come on, man!"
I don't
swear
think
he
I'm
goes
sauntering.
slower.
I don't think
because we say
I'm
that.
sauntering.
He's
They're
sauntering.
full of it.
Three against one. Actually, 4. Josh would agree with us too.
That's because you guys are always
No, we're
trying
not
to
running.
get to the
I'm just
fast
walking.
pass or
I'm just
whatever.
walking. Just
like
walking.
chill out a little bit, man.
No.
Well, I every time we have these little podcast sessions with you guys, I always come away thinking I've got to go to Disney World with these guys. So I'm still planning on doing it. We will do it, and I will saunter right alongside of you, Rob.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome. I'll have somebody to saunter with.
I'm learning to go slower each time we go to enjoy things differently.
Well, I think it obviously matters whether Leah's with us or not. Because if it's just me and you, you're not walking by yourself.
No, I never take off ahead of you.
I just grab your hair or something for you back.
Yeah, you caveman.
Whoa, woman. Come on back.
No, but when I'm with the kids, we're just paying attention to everything. We're having a good time. We're just walking around. I'm not running through the park. I'm just walking.
So let me ask you this question. So these were 2 different trips. Have you seen any weird stuff in the park? Like, with everything that's going on, have you noticed any kind of like attitude that in the park that
dirtier parks
wasn't normally there? I mean, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe I'm clueless. Maybe I don't pay attention.
That's all right.
But it seemed pretty normal. I mean, I guess like if I look back at my time, like when I was working at Disneyland and the attitudes that were kind of drilled into us about, customer care and treating people, just the best and making it this memorable thing for them. I kind of feel like it's not at that level, but if I was to compare it to 5 years ago, I don't know if I would notice a difference or not. So I don't really know, Rob. Sorry.
Well, that's all right. Because you know what? I think it's different for everybody. Some people notice that stuff. Some people just go on their way and it's the same every time because they just don't pay attention to that stuff because it doesn't really matter to them. But you get your hardcore people that go there and they're really looking for like, okay, what's going on in the parks, and because they want to report on it,
trash spilled out everywhere.
Yeah, so I was just wondering if there was anything out of the ordinary that you noticed that you wouldn't normally notice just wandering around the park. But anyways, well, that sounds like you guys had a good time at the marathon, and you might end up. I mean, Teresa wants to do it again so she can get those medals. How about your son? Did he enjoy doing it, or is he done with it now? Was he like, I'm not doing that no more?
He's done with it. I bet, if the whole family truly did do it,
right,
then he'd be in to do it. I told him we should get the family to do it again, and then the 3 of us drop out and let the rest of them.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. We're gonna go have fun over here.
I could do a 5. I could walk a 10 pretty easily. I couldn't run a 10, but I'd love to do one.
Yeah. I don't
it
know
would
if I
be-
could train to do something like that, like
Mm-hmm.
hardcore or nothing, but
Yeah, with the 5 or the 10, I think it's just, it's just fun. It's just a event
right.
Mhm.
where you walk.
Yeah.
Walk
Uh,
faster than sauntering.
Walk fast. I can walk way faster than I can run.
Hey, we did that 5K up at Angel Mountain.
We've done 3 5Ks.
Have you ever heard of Angel Mountain, Roger, in Oregon? It's
No.
really pretty. It's really farm. I mean, you get off the freeway, you drive down there, and it's just farmland, and it's really pretty, actually.
It's beautiful.
You
Not a
wouldn't
pot
know that
farm in sight.
existed until you went to one of these events, And it's
Mhm.
it celebrates the tunnel. What is that called?
Tunnel to Tower,
Tunnel to
which
Tower.
celebrates the 9/11
Right.
Yeah.
firefighter that.
So her company
Cut it
does
off of
that, and we're usually the only ones that go, other than the owner of the company. But
They do good
it's
stuff.
real pretty, and we usually just run, walk, kind of a thing. But
It's a fundraiser for them.
yeah,
Yeah, we like it.
so maybe we'll do that. The run. We'll have to do a Run Disney one of these times. We got to.
Yep.
So.
Maybe we can incorporate it into one of our trips together.
So we have been working on shirts. We got
Yep.
all the stuff, and we've been trying to figure that out. So when we get them done,
we'll send you one.
We'll send you one. I don't know if
Well,
you'll be around then.
I will wear that with pride.
So
Attaboy.
they'll be pretty cool looking. So, and
It'll be good. You guys are going to the park soon, aren't you?
yeah, we'll be going next month, the 2nd
We'll send
of
you this
February.
too.
So, well, there you go.
We'll
I
have
don't know
to
if you can see
get
it.
you this pen. I found it online.
It says, "Once a
Skipper, always a skipper."
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, then get that for you. All right, Roger. Well, say hi to Teresa for us. I wish we could have had her on and get her little input on it, but thank you.
Yeah, she would have been fun to have on, but like I said, we are.
Well, you got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah,
so
I know you do.
we
Yeah,
totally
we're busy,
understand.
but
Yeah,
we'll get her back.
yeah. If you have trouble, spending those points, I'm sure we got people that can help you for that year. No problem.
Okay, hey, let me ask you some advice. Okay, this could be our closeout here.
Okay.
So I've got these points.
Yep.
I've used some of them. I was thinking that I would book my Boulder Ridge. Here in a couple of weeks, I'd book my Boulder Ridge because that's my home property for right around Christmas time next year,
Uh-huh.
and then use one of these companies that rents your points for you, or you can use they will rent
Do
your
it,
stay
Dave's
for
rentals,
you.
etc. Yeah,
What do you guys think of that?
you can do that.
That would be
Just
the
make
way
sure you
to
go
do
through a
it.
legitimate company,
Yeah.
and you can do that.
That's the way to do it, to ensure that you
Yep.
don't nobody gets screwed. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I've heard nightmares of people renting points directly from people, and then it turns into a nightmare. So that's really the way to do it, I think.
Yeah, then you can
So-
book it and switch it properly, and they can be able to get it and get their reservations and
Right.
everything. There's people that do it privately. Some of it gets a little sketchy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it privately.
Yeah,
But I was figuring Christmas time would be a good time just because
everybody wants to get in there.
demand would be high. And
Yep, I have
Right.
friends that go there every year, and they go there for Christmas every year, and they bought a Boulder just so they could get in because they
would you
couldn't
do
get
it before Christmas or after Christmas? Like the week between Christmas and New Year's? Where should I book? That's
Well, points wise, cost wise, and park participation, they go between the 1st and the 20th, first.
Well, I
and the
mean,
15th.
because he wants to rent the points, so you
Yep.
want to do it at a time where
Well, the park
you're not going
time
to
is
have a
busy.
problem.
Is why they go at that time. They still have all the decorations and
Well,
everything.
I know that at Christmas time it's pretty packed, I think. So
That week of Christmas, the points cost you more points to go,
that's true.
and the park is full. So they always go the first 2 weeks.
I would ask, whatever company you go with, Dave's DVC Rentals or something, whatever company you go with, ask them because you want to be able to. I don't think you have a problem renting it.
No, not at Boulder.
Especially at that time of the year, because you got the Halloween thing going and the Christmas thing going around there. So,
Well,
Yeah.
I've got to do that. I've got to do that this week or next week. So I'll let you know what I do.
Yeah.
all right, sounds good. Hey, Roger, good luck to you guys over there in Georgia. No, you're going to Georgia,
Armenia.
Armenia.
Russia. Yes.
So he's not going to Georgia like the United States.
No. Armenia. We're going to be in Armenia, a
That'll
city
be
called
interesting.
Gyumri, Armenia. We'll be there for a year. Then we'll be back to our Disney trips.
Speaking all kinds of weird languages.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll be happy to pop you up. All right. Well, Roger, thanks again. Say hi to Teresa for us, and good luck to you. And
Keep in touch.
keep in touch, man.
Will do. You guys take care. Thanks for having me on.
All
All right.
See
See
ya.
you, Roger.
Say goodbye.
All right.